Hi everybody, wherever you may be from coast to coast and sea to shine and sea, welcome back to Ham Radio Live, show about radio for people who love radio. Today, a simple illustration of why directional antennas work so good, bonding in mobile HF, and your comments worldwide.
Closing time, open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time, turn all of the lights on over every boy and every girl. Closing time, one last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Some incredible semisonic. It was called College Rock back in the early 2000s. Great song. You know, every time in Seattle when they close the roof, you know, for baseball games, they play this song. They really do. It takes about 6 minutes to close that baseball roof. No kidding. From around the world, wherever you may be, it is Thursday, May 26, 2022, and away we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Shack in Oregon. My name's Larry. My call sign, Amateur Radio's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Happy Thursday, Friday west of the date line. It's a pleasure to see you today. Sorry we're late. A physical therapy appointment went long, and then Larry had grocery shopping to do and get all that stuff done too, and then pretty soon there's no money left. So welcome to the show. It's really an honor to see all of you today from around the world. Today we're going to talk about a really simple illustration of why a directional antenna is so important. Seriously, and don't get me wrong, I know not everybody can buy one. I know that, but it's a good illustration for people who may want to buy one. I hope it helps. Also, we're going to talk about bonding in mobile applications, why that's important as well. And we'll have your comments worldwide on our topic question today. I hope you enjoy the show. We want to help you get your amateur radio license. We really do. We've been blessed to get 35 people licenses or license ups to help them on their path to do that. And that honors me more than anything I do on this show, other than the friendships I've made here. I mean that. If you'd like to get your ham radio license and you don't know where to start, contact a large club like the American Radio Relay League. It's a big organization here in the United States, and they can help you anywhere in the world. You can reach them at www.arrl.org. Please hit the contact us bar, let them know where you're located and you want to be an amateur radio licensee, and they're going to search and find you a local amateur radio club to you. Again, www.arrl.org. If you're here from WRMI show, we want to welcome you. Pull up a chair, cup of coffee, and enjoy a longer version of CQ Calling. It really is. It really is. That show, by the way, CQ Calling's on today. It's already been to Hawaii, South Pacific, Australia, and New Zealand. It comes on Thursdays at 0815 UTC, your way on 7780 kilohertz. Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East just had the show at 2015 UTC on 19 meters there at 15770 kilohertz. If you missed it, it will be on again tomorrow at 2115 UTC on 7730 kilohertz. North America has a show Thursday at 7:30 p.m. That's tonight, 9395 kilohertz. And the Caribbean, Central and South America, my friends down there, you'll get the show at 8:15 Eastern Time on 9955 kilohertz. And if you want to hear the show and maybe you can't hear it over the air, you can always find it that 8:15 Eastern Time on Thursday, the one that beams towards the Caribbean, Central and South America, on the internet stream at www.wrmi.net. If you'd like to email me, please feel free and reach out. My email address here is cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. We got a super Discord page. Thanks to Jeff and Dirk and Tom and William and all of you that go there. Thank you for making it a really fun place for me to go as well. Thank you guys very much for that. I mean that sincerely. We've got a topic question for today's show. The topic question today is, if you could change just one thing about amateur radio, what would it be? What would you change about amateur radio? Let us know in the comment section. We'll make it part of the show. Speaking of the show, yesterday, a couple of comments came through and I missed them, and I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of them, and the show would go way long if I got everybody. Please forgive me if I miss you. I don't mean to. I really don't. I want to thank Chris, 2 Echo 0 Union Kilo Hotel. He said, I'd like to make a prediction. And then what he said is, I'm going to work you this year on the HF bands. That was pretty sweet. That really was. Also, Wicked Loud One had a really nice comment about his 40-meter antenna working like gangbusters. Keep up the good work, Wicked Loud One. We're grateful you do what you do. We really are. Let's welcome some folks from around the world. That's part of the fun here. And a very happy Thursday to you wherever you may be in this world. First one to come into the shack is not Eamon, but it is WECB 640. That's 2 in a row for him. Congratulations, my friend, all the way from Boston. Look at that. He says, first again? Yay! And Charlie, who comes in first a lot, just missed out. Charlie, welcome. November Juliet 7 Victor. Great YouTube channel. Join him tomorrow, starting tomorrow. These part of the YouTubers weekend. They're doing all the stuff with all the guys that are on YouTube. And Charlie's a big part of that. Please watch it on his channel. November Juliet 7 Victor. Find him here on YouTube at Red Summit RF. It's Red Summit RF, and you'll find some good content there. Wynan joins us all the way from the beautiful country of Namibia. Welcome, Wynan, my friend. It's great to see you as always. A very happy Thursday night to you there in Namibia. Thank you for joining the show. It's nice to have you, my friend. My brother Bob, courtesy of WIFI. Bob now has a big thing coming up here on June 6th. A lot of appointments coming up for him and a big change. And Bob, you're going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right, brother. That's my brother Bob. Look up to him a lot. He is my hero. Man, considering he's fought cancer 11 years, just it's amazing, the story there. Andy New, welcome. The UK is here. Mike 7 Charlie Union November joins us from Bristol in England. Nice to see you. G-Man almost got in first. Cliff Bolts, Whiskey Delta 4 Oscar Bravo Papa, welcome. Bill Cooper, Patriots back. Hi, Bill. Welcome back. It's nice to see you. We've missed you. It's great to have you here today. Steve from the UK, Mike 7 Indy Whiskey Hotel got in here, as well as Jeff in Eastern Tennessee. November 4 Papa Oscar Delta. Thank you for all your hard work on Discord, Jeff. Appreciate it. Jason joins us. November 5 Victor Hotel Tango. Jason, sup? Good man. Wine and thank you. That's nice of you to say. Like and subscribe. That's really kind. Thank you. W. Kirby, my mate. W4 Hotel Kilo Juliet. Good afternoon to you. By the way, today during the show, we're going to have a segment where I'm going to ask you to tell me the call sign of the station I made a QSO with. I could not figure out the call. I couldn't. So if somebody here can help me, we can log a call from last night, okay? You know, it was funny because I was writing it down. Look at this. This is last night. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Because when I tell you the forecast, I'm serious. I want to make sure it's a valid forecast. Look at this paperwork here. This is like, you know, it's just all loaded with with all these call signs. And I'm literally like, okay, no, it doesn't sound like that. We'll see if maybe you can help me figure that out today. That should be a lot of fun. Welcome to Dirk, Whiskey 9 Romeo Delta Yankee. My dear friend, welcome. Happy Thursday, my friend. He says, Larry and friends, hope all are well. We're grateful you're here, Dirk. Thank you for coming. Winan says, Roar from Africa. Welcome. Hope you had a good day. Thank you, Winan. Yep, it's just past 1 p.m. here. And G-Man says, hello, everyone. Have a wonderful, safe Memorial Day weekend. Kilo Union 8 Papa 73. And thank you for being here, G-Man. Thank you sincerely. Yep. And that's a good thing. Memorial Day for sure. Yeah. Martin joins us all the way from Holland. I don't know if he's working the night shift or not, but you know, he's certainly here. And Martin, we're grateful you are. Papa Echo 9, Tango India Golf. As my brother's healthcare providers calling again today. I said I'm going to get the show in. Tommy LaBouffe working again, but watching the show. You know, you and Martin both do that a lot. Working and watch the show at the same time. So, you know, we'll give you a little love on this. This is Martin's song, but we'll let you share it today, Tommy.
I know you're not alone on the night shift.
There you go. Not alone, buddy. Not alone. Wynan says, I have a good site that I can share. Make me admin. Oh, you know what, buddy? We'll talk about that. We'll have to talk about that. You know, the administrators for Discord, I got to be real. I got to they're pretty special dudes, and I know them really, really well. And that's the reason why they're in the position they are. It doesn't mean I don't want you someday to do that, though. Okay, so please understand. That's really important. Roger McKeon and Molly, Kilo Juliet 7, Lima Lima X-Ray. Hi, you guys. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. It's great to have you part of the day. W. Kirby just got through frying 10 pounds of bacon, 12 pounds of sausage patty for the freezer. I'm coming over, Kirb. When's breakfast? My gosh, that's great. And Tommy, it's good to have you. Indy, we're going to have a little video from you today talking about the importance of bonding. I want to thank you for putting that video on our Discord channel. Thank you for that. He says, good day, Larry. I'm about to go in and upload, so I'll be in and out of the truck. Mate, be safe. We're grateful you're here today. Really are. We also have a new guest coming. We're going to talk about that from Australia. It should be fun. Also, welcome to Graham. Good to see you, Graham. Victor Kilo 3 Golf Echo Kilo. Always a pleasure to have you part of the show. I think I've cut. Nope. Here's Ron Walensky, November 8 Whiskey Charlie Romeo. Should be fun. Red Summit. That's Charlie. I actually don't know how you get all the comments. It's really an art. So hard to do. Believe me, I know. Charlie, that's very kind. Thank you so much. That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Outback Travel. That's Indy. Holy crap. That's Indy. That is Indy. That's exactly the way he is. It's great. Holy crap. Give yourself some leeway, Larry. You are human, believe it or not.
That's a knife.
Exactly. That's right. Okay, Indy. I'll start thinking on human terms. Thanks, mate. Good to see you. So good to have you here. Okay, let's see, man. Make sure I got everybody. Spike's here from Montana. Welcome, Spike. Well, you finally interrupted my nap. My nap again. I'm sorry, mate. Well, it's good to have you, Spike. Michael, Kilo Fox 4, Bravo Oscar Golf joins us. Michael, a very happy Thursday afternoon to you, as well as Aaron Lutz up in Canada. It's great to have you, as well as Dale, Kilo India 5, Tango Sierra Foxtrot. And this is great. This is a very first timer, and we're going to say welcome here. Listening in Lisbon County, Antrim, Northern Ireland, Mike India 0, Tango India Golf. I probably mangled that. Sorry, it's Tango Lima Golf. My apologies, please. Thank you for coming to the show today. It's my honor to meet you. My name's Larry. Thank you for coming to Ham Radio Live. We love the fact you're here, and especially from the beautiful country of Ireland, a place I'd love to see. Thanks for being here today. Yeah, truly mean that. Rob Q from Los Angeles. Hello, my friends. Good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. I think we've got everybody in here, and we should be ready to go. I think so. Kev, here's Kevin. Howdy, all, mowing lawn, but listening on headphones. Well, that's good. We're going to also have a little segment from Kevin today about a very low power call he made. Today's question of the topic question today of our show, which is, if you could change one thing about amateur radio, what would you change? Let us know in the comment section. We'll let you know in the show. K3LR, Tim Duffy joins us live June 11th, 1900 UTC, talking about ham radio contesting and his career as well. This is going to be an amazing show. Please join us. Save your questions for this. An amazing show with Tim Duffy. Then, this just is up announced here. Hayden joins us from VK Land. Victor Kilo 7 Hotel from Ham Radio DX on YouTube, answering your questions live. We're just going to have an open chat with Hayden from Australia. Now, notice the day, okay? It's a Friday. And the reason why is because that makes it a Saturday where Hayden is. So please join us. The time is 23 UTC, and that's because of the time difference between here and Australia. Please join us to meet Hayden, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel. I'm so honored he's coming. Also, join us July 9th, 1900 UTC, and meet Carlos, Kilo Delta 9, Oscar Lima November, talking about Parachute Mobile. He'll be taking your questions about that. This will be a ball. What a fun show. Also announced, join us July 16th at 1900 UTC. Meet Kevin Zanyari of BioNO Power. Come and talk to us about portable operating. Yep, and answer your questions regarding BioNO, one of the companies I really love because I've got one right here. It helps to power my amateur radio. All right, friends, let's get in the weather today. It's powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Here is your A18 today. The big sunspots going away about 2 o'clock on the sun. And because of this, we're going to see a declining amount of SFIs. There's lots of sunspots there, but that was such a massive area. We're going to see declining SFIs. I believe we're going to be between 120 and 140 over the next 3 days. Here is your partial backside view of the sun. You see another sunspot region coming in where that red square is. Coronal holes 84 and 85 are facing Earth. Nothing caused yet in terms of an increasing solar wind from those. So still good shape from that. The magnetosphere view really shows how important 3014, 3017, and 3015 have been. As they head off towards the west limb of the sun, that's going to carry a lot of our SFI out because it was such a massive area, it really pumped up SFIs. So find declining numbers here this week. It's just because we're losing a pretty big area there of sunspots. Right now in the sun, you can see the other sunspot regions that are open right now. The last 3 days, solar activity been pretty quiet. Currently 7 sunspots facing Earth right now. Your SFI currently 137, that's down 10 from yesterday. Solar spot number 93, that's down 44 from yesterday. And the area number down 50 to 870. Your K-index, this is your noise floors, expected to be high today, but they haven't been. It's been quiet. K1 is very, very quiet. The next 3 days are expecting some higher conditions. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe we stay low like this because it has been phenomenal. QRZ, this is current. SFI 137, solar number 93. A index is 6, K is 1. Look at that BZ latitude, positive 1.9. And the coronal holes there that you saw earlier on the coronal hole map right here, those ones that are facing Earth, this is the way we know they're not affecting our propagation. This is something maybe you don't know. If we're getting those coronal holes affecting us, the solar wind comes up big, but a solar wind of 308.8 kilometers per second is not big. So that's good news. E-skip on 6 and 4 meters. EME degree is good tonight. You can see the HF conditions there. I think that's a little bit right, but I think you still could get some 10 meters. Kilo Charlie 2 Golf map shows that 10-meter band working its way north. I know it's crawling, but it's getting there. Great Britain, 27 megahertz at sunset. France at 27, Germany 27, Estonia 29, down near the southern part of Italy 29, Portugal, southern part Portugal, 33 megahertz. Heading down towards Africa, you can see that area where 10 meters comes in. That's the center of the country. That's right where you see the 10-meter band in yellow. And as you head south towards Cape Town, the numbers decrease down to 10 megahertz in Cape Town currently. Heading towards Asia, Japan right now, 19 megahertz, waking up to a good day. Southern part of Japan, 24. Heading towards Australia, you're just at the edge right now of 17 meters on the east coast of Australia. North America, in New England, 21 megahertz. South Florida, about 27. North Florida, though, near New Orleans and the panhandle of Florida and Alabama, Mississippi, about 24 megahertz. Move a little west to Texas, 25. Colorado is at 23. West Coast numbers right now, look at that. In California, they're at 25 megahertz, but that yellow area is coming north. Expect better conditions. South America, you're still looking good, except for the very southern part of the country. You're on 10 meters. Some great conditions for you there. So your ham and shortwave forecast for today, powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Declining SFIs should be, I would say, between 120 and 140, and it's going to go towards the 120s and maybe back into the teens here by Saturday. Some QS Baker next 24 hours possible, but low noise floors today. They should rise maybe on Friday. We'll see if they do. 10 meters is still slowly heading north. Hang in there. People in the northern countries like Sweden and Norway, hang in there. The 10-meter band is coming back. Voice bands in the north should be 20, 17, 15, 12, and some 10-meter openings, mostly late afternoon in the northern hemisphere. Equatorial latitudes 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. Same for the south. Data modes work great, 30 to 10 meters in all latitudes. Your nighttime ham band openings are 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, 30. Your best DX on 40 meters nighttime. But last night, I was literally working on 20 meters until 1 a.m. That's no kidding. So some great conditions out there to work 20. Don't be afraid to work 20 meters late after dark. I mean, long after dark, because it's great conditions. Work your maximum usable frequency at gray line and then go to the next lowest frequency and then the next. And you'll find some amazing calls. Seriously, some just phenomenal calls there. That you can make. So truly, I would say, please do that because you're going to be very happy you did. I'll have a video tonight, last night a little bit, to show you about what that was about. So good conditions on 20 meters. It should work till about 1 a.m. your time. Shortwave bands during the day, 31, 25, 22 in the 19 meter band. Shortwave nighttime looks good, 120, 90, 75, and 60. 49, 41, 31, 25, 22, and 100% chance of that beautiful 19-meter band that has a lot of countries on it. It'll be open for you pretty much until about 1 a.m. as well. It's just a little over 20 meters, so you should have some good conditions. Today's rating is in 9. We're dipping in SFIs. We have a little bit of an issue there, but we have decent conditions, and I could sure use a drink of water if you don't mind. I'd like to take a moment and honor somebody from the channel who I think the world of, and I mean that. Tom in Bahrain, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey, his U.S. call sign, Alpha Echo 1 Tango Papa, just had a milestone achievement in his life. His youngest daughter just graduated high school. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Tom, my goodness, Diana is gorgeous. And she's already got plans for college. So Tom, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey, my best to you, your family, and congratulations on getting the littlest one all the way through high school. You did it. That's fun. We have a topic question today. That question, we always do, but the topic question today, if you could change one thing, just one, about amateur radio, what would you change about it? Now, think about this. It could be contests, the way they're run. It could be, more power for, or more frequencies for, let's say, the technician class in the U.S. It might be more power for people in the UK on foundation licenses. Now think about it. Let me know. We'll make it part of today's show. As I go through all of your comments, let's see if we can catch up with everybody because I do appreciate y'all being here. And I thank you for being with me on a Thursday of Ham Radio Live. Thank you very much for being here, and I do mean that, guys. All right, let's catch up. And first, we've got Spikes. It just got W9IMS. That is the Indianapolis 500 Speedway Special Event Station. I worked him as well. It's a good one. If you get all three, because there's 3 Indy races every year, you get a special QSL card. But if you don't work all 3, if you do turn in, you send your QSL card and postage stamp envelope inside the envelope, right? And then the Indianapolis Motor Speedway will then send you a QSL card based on whatever race you did work. So that's really good, Spike. Congratulations. That's a good call. It is. I loved working that one. That's fun. John Hummel Newell joins us from Saskatchewan. Victor Echo 5, Juliet Hotel November. Welcome. Wine and don't be crying. My goodness gracious, we're grateful you're here. We love you, buddy. No crying on this show. No crying. This is a no-cry zone. We don't do that here. Also, Dirk, thanks for welcoming Mike Smith and John. Nice to have them part of the channel. Thank you both for being here, first-timers. Good to see you, Mike. Golf 0 Romeo Foxtrot Delta right here. Mike, thank you. Mean that very, very much. All right, what would you change about radio? Mick G, first-timer, welcome. Nice to have you. He said, good evening from England. First time finding this channel. His name is Mick. His call sign, Mike 6, Charlie Mike Golf. Mick, it's an honor to meet you. First timers always get applause. Here you go. Thank you, Mick. It's an honor to meet you, mate. Thank you for coming tonight to Ham Radio Live. Truly mean that. Andy New from Bristol, first with the answer on this. I wouldn't change a thing about ham radio. It's the greatest hobby as it is. That's nice. That's a nice comment. Ron Walensky in Monroe, Washington. Hayden is awesome. He is. I'm honored he's coming. Really mean that. Red Summit, that's Charlie. One thing I would change, add the 4-meter band in the U.S. Now that's interesting. Think about that, right? Why can't we work 4? Well, it's probably because there's frequencies here that we can't. But it's crazy, right? Because you think, why can't we, right? Because if 4 meters is working in Great Britain, why can't we work it here? East Coast is not that far away. They make calls a lot, right? Dirk, Whiskey 9 Romeo Delta Yankee, thank you. Kevin and Carlos, good guests coming. Thanks to them for doing that. Anton in Holland, welcome. Papa Charlie 4 Alpha Delta, just saying hi and bye. Got a notification, but it's bedtime. Have a good show. Anton, thank you for coming. Good night, buddy. Have a nice night sleep. Yes, please do that. Dirk, thanks for the link. Appreciate that. And Bill Cooper Patriot, I come? I love you guys. You guys are great. Rodney, the change, enforce more radio ethics, especially when it comes to QSOs, power balancing, audio bandwidth, and audio to RF efficiency. Think about that. That's a pretty powerful statement, right? So what he's really thinking of is a few things. Ethics. So we talked about the ham radio, the amateur's code of conduct yesterday in the show. That's good. Talks about power balancing, making sure that the power is right, not splattering and not using too much bandwidth. Rodney, I think it's a very good comment. Thank you. Yeah, that's a very good comment. It really is. And that's part of our code. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. And Bill, I don't know what your message was. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have to slide through this pretty quickly. Please forgive me. Yeah. Uber Geek 318, welcome to the show. Need that 11 meter life. Love it. That's good. I've got a 11 meter radio right there. Yep. An Anytone Quad 6. Really like it. Welcome to the show. Sean, in the UK, what I would like to see lose from amateur radio is those who bully others on air. I heard and recorded it yesterday on 40 meters. Why can't everyone just be allowed to enjoy this hobby? It's a great comment. Really is. And you know what? I believe that if people are going to be morons on the air, that should be the end of it. They know they're not supposed to do it. They do it anyway. If they get caught doing it, then they're given their call sign. I think that should be a suspension right away. I do. I believe that. Absolutely 100%. We're all here to enjoy ourselves. We don't spend this kind of money for this stuff just to look at it, right? We have fun with it. So, man, Sean, I love the comment. That's a really good comment. Let's see, Spike in Montana, I'd like to see an expansion of the general band frequencies moved from 14225 to 14200 kilohertz. That'd be for generals. There you go. A little more bandwidth on 20 meters. That's good. Stan Bjorsik, welcome back. He's from Norway. Good evening to you. Thank you for coming. One change, remove all the antenna restrictions around the world. That would be nice. Wow, I'd love to talk to my neighbors about that, but that would be kind of bad. Ron Walensky, I'd like to see the angry hams, instead of complaining, offer some constructive ideas to make ham radio better and follow through. That is a very wise comment. Okay, I'm going to read that again because this is really a great comment from Ron. I'd like to see the angry hams, instead of complaining, offer some constructive ideas to help make ham radio better and follow through. It's called being an Elmer, right? Instead of being angry and mean and cruel, why not give back and help? You don't have to, give them radios and stuff, but you can certainly help people. Ron, that is an excellent comment. It might be the comment of the show. Seriously, that's a great comment. Great comment, really is. Charlie says, of course, I really wish some hams weren't so negative. Gatekeepers, yeah, totally right, etc. But that's more human behavior related, so I went with a 4 meter band wish instead. Yeah, I get you. But he's right, because some people, here's how I look at this, and this may totally not be how you look at it. It's my opinion. I think some people were never good at some stuff, but they were good at this, or they were like engineer person at a radio or TV station, right? They were employed doing this type of work, right? And maybe their attitude is, I know everything and you don't, and I'm going to let you know it by rubbing your nose in it. And that just hurts people's feelings. It's not worth it. I think what Charlie says is very constructive. It's a nice comment. That's a very good point. Gatekeepers are those kind of people. Charlie, thank you. Nice comment. Very nice comment. Yeah. Spike says many overseas operators do work below 14,225. That's why he'd like to have a little more frequency. Yep, absolutely. I love this, that your comments around the world, guys. It's a neat comment. It's that I'm reading. It's just really good. Uber Geek, I need to get back on the radio. 11 meters today is going to be spotty for DX. It's just in the U.S., if you're in the South, if you're, say, let's say you're in Louisiana, the southern part of Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas, even New Mexico, Arizona, and California. If you wait till like the mid to late afternoon, you might get some 11-meter e-skip, sorry, not e-skip, 11-meter skip on 11 today. So hopefully it will help you, Uber Geek. Yeah, later in the afternoon, try some DX on 38 or 39. You should be good. Should be really good. JJ, welcome. That's from Canada. Good to see you, Jeff. Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Juliet. And let's see here. Uber Geek. This is a no shame zone, man. It isn't. Join us on our Discord channel. We'd love to have you join us, Uber Geek. Seriously, this is all about positive talk and people who love radio with a place to go. That's what this is about. It is. Yeah. I don't monetize you. You don't see commercials. I don't ask you to subscribe. I don't ask you to hit the bell. I don't ask you to the up. I don't any of that stuff. I'm a radio guy. I'm an old radio DJ, and my life was that. That's all I ever wanted to do in life. And so my thing here is to do a radio show for all of you about radio that's positive and that's helpful. And believe me, we're not going to be judgmental towards you, because I bet you just about every one of these people who are amateur licensees started on the Citizens Band. And that's no lie, truly. Andy knew I reported to Ofcom and RSGB. I only knew about it from an email from another ham. Well, it's good to be able to do that. I think we just about got everybody caught up, because we need to get along with this show. Kevo Doublehand, welcome. Ireland's in the house. It'll look good to see you. I appreciate that. Bill Cooper Patriot, maybe a 3-word per minute for tech, 5-word per minute for general, and 10-word per minute for extra. So go back to some Morse code. Okay, there you go, Bill. It is a definite part of amateur radio, for sure. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But then my question, where would you draw the line? Would you draw it at not knowing digital modes too? Because that's a huge part of amateur radio today. I mean, it's gigantic. So, yeah, but I do understand the importance of Morse code, because knowing that language is good. I wish I did. Well, thanks for making the comment. I appreciate it. I do. Seriously, I do. I'm trying. I am. Gordon, welcome. Mike 7, Indy November Tango in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Always a pleasure. Fairly Major Station number 1. This is a very interesting comment. Let's look at it. If I could change anything on radio, it would be people working split on 17 meters. That's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. Mike India 0 Tango Lima Golf. Name is William. William, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you for coming. That might be the comment of the show as well, because why do you need it on 17? Really? Why would you need to split on 17? Makes no sense at all. Totally agree with you. Rod from Western Pennsylvania, I got it right this time, would lower the cost of licenses for techs. It's a nice comment. Absolutely. Cliff would like to see younger people joining the hobby. That's for sure. We need that. That's for sure. Kevin, there's only one thing I would like to change, is making U.S. amateur radio enthusiasts exempt from planning permission for our antennas. Interesting. That's an interesting comment. Yeah, I think so. Wyden says, I will not change much except for taking the baddies out of the hobby. I think we all can agree on that, right? Yep. Jeff, November 4 Pop Oscar Delta, Eastern Tennessee. Enforcement has been an issue for several years now, unfortunately. He's right, but I think what's happening is I think people are starting to catch on to what's going on, and there are more stuff that they're doing in terms of enforcement. Tom, there's our proud Papa of a new graduate. Tom, welcome. Alpha Echo 1 Tango Papa, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey, all the way in Bahrain. Tom, congratulations to your daughter, Diana. She's beautiful, and what a wonderful picture. It was an honor to share that. Thank you very, very much. Andy, you said, I agree with the suspension, Larry. When the guy is pretending to be me, it grates somewhat. Wow. So he's impersonating you on the radio? I think that should be you off of the radio now. You don't plan to have radio anymore. Go sell your gear. You have no license. Seriously. You can't do that. I mean, you can't be someone else's call sign. Seriously. Jeff, November 4 Papa Oscar Delta, I think they should expand the general privileges to the advanced. But what then would be the motivation? for extra. You see, that's something. But it's an interesting point. Really is an interesting point that you got to have something more to get that extra license. What's the advantage of it? And really, Jeff, interestingly enough, I understand your comment. I really do. The generals get about 97% of all the frequencies. They're just missing the places where there's a lot of DX. And that's why getting that extra ticket is so important. And people that don't have it, you can get it. You really can. If you're a general, you're so close. You could really, really do it. Jeff said they can keep that extra silver reserved for the upgrades, but the advanced allocations would help generals work more DX. I would agree with that. Yeah, because you get a lot more frequencies to be able to work that. And that makes a big difference. Understand. Steve, just remembered it's free DV activity day this weekend. Hope to try and get my first digital voice contact. Do that. That would be amazing. And Indy, Outback Traveler, Victor Kilo 2 X-Ray Bravo. Need to check on Brent and Victor Kilo 3 Charlie Mike. Haven't heard him on the air for a few days. I know what's going on. Indy, I'll just tell you he's sick right now, but he's getting better. So I talked to Brenton today on an email where we exchanged a lot of emails back and forth. He and I have got a lot in common. Brenton Meadows and I have a lot in common. He just hasn't been feeling well. So, hang in there with him. He's fine. He just needs to get himself right. But what's cool about Brenton, he just bought his family a new motorhome, and he's already got a Scorpion antenna on order. Isn't that great? He's already got an HF antenna for his new RV, and it's beautiful. Man, he got it from this guy who was elderly, took really good care of it. It's a nice looking RV, it really is. So he and his beautiful wife Samantha are going to be going all over Australia. Yeah. Scott Kilo Charlie 2 Charlie Alpha Delta, welcome. It's good to have you from North Boston, New York. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that very, very much. Ron Walensky, I was really disappointed when they got rid of the advanced class license. Yeah, it's different. Things do change. And that, I understand. Yeah. Things all change as we evolve. As the radio hobby evolves, why it has to change, who knows? I don't understand sometimes too. Capital Double Hand, that should have read us, not the U.S., meaning all of us in those countries where planning permission is required, meaning we can put up antennas. Yeah, that would be good. Indy, this could be actually the comment of the show. Best change for ham radio would be to get rid of HOAs and the like. Agreed. By the way, that antenna out there can save your life. Did you know that? Unbelievable. No, I agree with you. Totally do. Yeah, Indy, that's a nice comment, and you're right. Jerry, welcome. Kilo 4, Papa Zulu, and I got it right this time. Good to have you, my friend. Welcome to Daniel from New Hampshire. We're caught up with comments. Let's get into the main body of the show, and we're 37 minutes in. But this is about all of you, and I appreciate y'all being part of this show. I really do. All right, let's go here, and we're going to get into something pretty cool. We haven't shown DXPeditions in a long time. I do want to share with you what's going on, because there's some good DXPeditions going on. Mauritius Island, I'm saying it probably wrong. Mauritius Island, 3 Bravo 8, slant Delta Foxtrot 3, X-Ray Yankees. Going to be working until June 2nd. And this is a good contact to get. Activities holiday style in 40, 30, and 20 meter bands, SSB and FT8. Also, Oscar Golf 5 Oscar and Oscar Hotel 2, Hotel Oscar Delta are going to be active as Oscar Hotel 0 slant Oscar Golf 50. And they're going to be respectively from Lemland Island, that's European Island 002 until May 27th. Just a day to work there. So using CW, SSB, radio teletype, FT8, and FT4. That's good. Ryan, Kilo 0, Echo Foxtrot Whiskey's operational is Sierra 9 Echo Foxtrot Whiskey from Sao Tome and Principe till the end of May. Activities on 40, 20, 15, 10 meter bands using sideband and QSL to his home call sign, which is Kilo 0 Echo Foxtrot Whiskey. The expedition around the world, Botswana, your call sign to look for is Alpha 25 Victor Romeo. Also, Nambia is on through June 15th. This is a big one. Victor 5. Look for Victor 5 on the bands 80, 60, 40, 30, and 20. Notice that 60 and 30 are both there. That's a big one. So try and work Nambia. It's not an easy, sorry, Nambia. Wow. Let's just say Namibia. Namibia is active. Thank you. Sorry, how can I get that wrong? My goodness. Yes, Victor 5, and that would be where our dear friend Winan comes from. So yeah, they're activating as Victor 5. So please work that one. Philippines Delta Uniform is going to be on the SSB FT8 bands of high frequencies 80 to 6 meters. That one goes through May 31st. Let's see here. Allen Island goes through May 27th. Oscar Hotel Zero, that's one we talked about earlier, out of the radio side of Great Britain. Mauritius, we talked about that one through 3 Bravo 8. Look for the call sign 80 30 20, mainly FT8 on that one. Martinique, Foxtrot Mike, being done by a couple of hams here. North America Island 107, 160 to 10 meters. Man, that's a big antenna there. CW, holiday style operation. Also Gambia, Charlie 5 Charlie, being done by a couple of French hams and a Great Britain ham. 20, 15, and 10 meters. Sideband SSB, FT8, and FT4. It should be a lot of fun. So that is what's going on. And by the way, Gambia going on through June 8th. Last one, Guadeloupe. It goes on tomorrow through June 10th. The call sign to look for is Tango Oscar 2 Alpha Zulu. So Tango Oscar 2 Alpha Zulu. It's being done by a German ham, Delta Lima 2 Alpha Zulu. And the island on the air is North America Island 102, 40 to 10 meters. Going to be working Morse code sideband. And he's using 300 watts with ground planes. So good stuff there. Should be cool. Now, I want to get into a segment. The Smokin' Ape has a great segment because I know a lot of people are new to amateur radio here or thinking about getting in the hobby. Part of what we do is to check our antennas, right? We want to make sure that they are resonant, meaning that they are going to be able to transmit as much power possible out of our radio to the antenna and out to the world. Now, there's a big difference between antenna tuners and little meters like SWR, meters and, the reflected meter stuff. So antenna analyzers like a Nano VNA and maybe a Daiwa meter, right? Some people have a little confusion on it. He said it's one of the topics he gets a lot. Let's take a look at his channel, The Smokin' Ape. Find this on his YouTube channel. It'll be a link in the description section below.
One thing I wanted to say though is that I get a question a lot about it, and everybody's like, should I get the Nano VNA or should I get a different SWR meter? And technically they're two different things, right? So a Nano VNA is an antenna analyzer, and that means that it uses one of its ports to do a reflection, I think it's called a reflection coefficient or an S11 measurement, where it creates its own signal, sends the signal out, and then based off of what returns or reflects back into the Nano VNA, it can give you certain data points. You can also do the same thing through a device under test, like a 2-port test. Antennas only have 1 port, so you'd only use the one. An SWR meter is used in line with your radio. There you go. Look at that, Jim. Is used in line with your antenna system and your radio, and your radio is what sends the signal. You cannot filter a radio signal through a Nano VNA without destroying the Nano VNA. It's a low-power device. So if you want to have something inline giving you real-time measurements as you're operating, use an SWR meter. If you're building or constructing an antenna, you want to use something like this, which is an antenna analyzer. So hopefully that's helpful.
Maybe and this is Ape made an outstanding point. So with this particular, and this is not a high-end one, this guy's rated for 200 watts on the power side, and it has 3 ranges, 15, 60, and 200. And then you can measure either power output real time or SWR real time. Now this was, what were these things, about $40, $60 somewhere in there?
I think remember 40 is what I paid.
And
that's the same one that MFJ rebrands, right?
Yeah,
it's rebranded by a couple people. Yeah,
a lot of them rebrand it. And there's a whole range of needle analog SWR power meters out there, and a price range all over the board on them too.
Thank you, Vern.
So with I have the MFJ, and I can't remember the model number, the digital one sitting next to my radio.
Kind of round looking one.
No, the square.
The square one, yellow with the black display. I like that one.
I got you.
Yeah, that's the one I have next to my station.
I have to say, I have the Mini 60 also. I like to take that when if I go like on a pack trip, like soda or something like that. If I'm trying to go light, because it's pretty small. It's not especially light, but it's small. But I would say most of the time for myself, when I'm antenna building, I grab the Rig Expert because of it's just super easy. Mine's one of the originals, and it doesn't do what some of the new ones do. And it's just super easy and fast for me.
Yeah, it is. And and the Comet one, I guess that's MFJ, is a super nice analyzer too. It's about 350, and I can't remember the range. 350, and I can't remember the range on it.
It goes to 440. The Comet does.
Yeah,
it's,
so
it's not an MFJ. It's not an MFJ though. It's Comet.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks
Comet.
like the MFJ. It looks like it, but the batteries actually last on the Comet, which I heard that everybody I've ever talked to on those MFJs, which are they've been around forever, but I hear the batteries don't last very long in those.
Now the MFJ, that's the bigger one that's like a plain LCD display and no color, right?
And that's what the Comet looks like.
Color.
Yeah,
it has a color screen, yeah,
and
it does the sweep. So it's like the Rig Expert or a VNA. It does do a sweep. What's kind of cool about that one is you can do multiple sweeps when you make a change, and they will stack. When I remember how to do it.
But you MFJ has other ones that have more graphing capabilities,
Yeah,
color screens, and so that you don't have to get the shoebox, right?
Right.
I used to want that shoebox so bad, the one that TO's always using.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
I'm
it.
glad I
That
didn't
was the
get
best
it.
thing out for a long time, you know.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
there was nothing before that. I mean, I think that was the first.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and I have a bunch of. I've got like a nice dial that I use for.
Find the Smoking Ape, by the way, at this link right here, and I'll have it in the description section below. Great work. The guy's really working hard. He's working not only his own channel, but also hosting Coffee Hand Radios, which, by the way, is live not tomorrow. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Catch it live at 9 a.m. Central Time here in the United States. Coffee Hand Radios, a wonderful radio show, second to none. I believe that. You know, when you're talking about like measuring antenna resonance, you need an antenna analyzer to do that. That's pretty simple stuff. You measure the resonance of the antenna, and either you have to add or take off some of your antenna, radiators. That's what you have to do. Also helps to make sure you have a lot of ground planes if you're using a ground radios. I mean, if you're using a vertical. A regular meter like this Daiwa here, this just measures how much power is going out, and it will show reflected power as well. It's a nice tool to use and look at in your shack, but more important is the antenna analyzer, because that's how you build a resonant antenna. Well covered by the Smoking Ape again. Fantastic work. And he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. I know those dudes. The Smoking Ape joins us, and maybe it's possible that he might even be, like unmasked. I don't think so. But there he is, and he's part of today's show. Thanks for a great illustration of antenna analyzers versus just an antenna, output meter. That's all it is. How much power are you putting out? Amazing, some of the stuff that you get in radio today. It really is. And it was so well done. It was really well done in just about 4.5 minutes. That's it. Really good. Spike says, please operate above 14.225. And this is for people that are outside the U.S. The reason why is because U.S. general licensed folks can only go 14.225 to 14.355. Sorry. Can only go from 14.225 to 14.350. That's all they have. They can't go all the way down on sideband to 14.150. So they miss 14.150 to 14.225. Baseball 14.224, technically. But that's what they miss. So what he's saying is people outside the States work above 14.225 so generals can work you too, because you'll get more calls that way. That's a good comment. I really do. Love it. Rodney says, also as a side note, if looking for an SWR/power meter, please do not forget that if you want to read PEP, which is peak envelope power, all right, that means needle bounced up and down quite a bit as you speak. Make sure you don't forget that if you want to read PEP power, get a meter that has an active PEP reader powered, and you get your meter calibrated. That's very, very important too. Rodney, thank you for adding that. Nice comment. Yeah. And good stuff by the Smoking Ape. That was really good. Stuart, Mike Zero, Tango Quebec, Amateur Radio, welcome. I just tuned on and I thought, what are they doing here? Those guys are really good friends. I'm really grateful they're here. Uber Geek, he's only worried about the toroids. Here come the comments. Here they come. All right, let's take a look at something else. Kevin in Iowa did a great video where he used his long wire antenna, and great, it sits up a ways and he's got a lot of wire out there, but still 300 milliwatts. How far did he go? Let's take a look.
CQ parts on the air, Whiskey 4 Yankee Sierra.
Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo.
CQ parts on the air, Whiskey 4 Yankee Sierra.
Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo.
I hear Kilo 0, Kilo. Again.
Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo.
Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo. You're about 33 at Kilo 0466 Nevada.
Roger, Roger, you're 5757 Iowa, India Alpha, QSL.
I copy 57 Iowa. Thanks. First Iowa tonight. Thank you. Contact 73.
Yeah, 73, thank you.
300 milliwatts from Iowa to Nevada. That's a great call. Kevin's channel on YouTube is a good one. Find him at Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo. He's a guy that doesn't take himself so doggone seriously that he just makes, this weirdo channel. He actually tries to see if basic things can be antennas. It's amazing what Kevin does. Find his YouTube channel, Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo. We'll have it on the description of this video. The band plan in the U.S., the reason I'm showing you this is because we have daytime and nighttime bands that we typically know and listen to, right? In shortwave, when I was in shortwave, I always knew 19 meters would fade in the evening, during the winter and fall and early spring. That's the way it was. Then at summertime, 19 was great. Worked pretty much all night if we had great solar numbers. But what I found with amateur radio, a lot of people believe 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10 are daytime bands only. Don't think of them just as daytime bands. You can make amazing calls after dark as well. Here's one from last night on 17 meters. Hi, everybody. It is still Wednesday, May 25th. It's 10:13 p.m. And I thought, well, let's just take a look at the radio and show you how great DX is on daytime frequencies at night. Let's take a listen. Here's 17 meters. Bring a little bit off gain. All right, so that's 17. And that was about 10:20 at night or so, or 10:15. 17 stayed open for about, I would say and it gets dark here right now, about 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. sunset, right close to that. So it was still going at 10:20. And 20 meters continued to be very workable until 1 a.m. So I'm on like 4.5 hours sleep. So if I'm staggering through this show, please forgive me for that. But we're going to play a game. And I'm going to have some fun with you. We'll do the Angry Ham segment, the trivia and all that still. But I want to have you help me. I made a call last night. It was the last call I made on 20 meters. The question is, can you tell me what his call sign was? Here's the video. God, thank you so much. 4x4, 44 to Independence, Oregon. QSL. I got you on the 5x5. Thank you so much. This call made my night. I really appreciate you working with me. 73, thank you. Fine. Thank you very much. Okay, stop it there. I'll get you the end where he gives his call sign, but there's still so much in the noise that it was really hard to grab all of it. So, can you tell me the call sign? Let's take another look. See, there it was, right? It's right here. One more time. All right, so let me get you back up to the part where we go very beginning, because I really do. I need your help with this. I'd love to log this if I can, but I just simply couldn't understand his call. So there's the first time you hear it. I make the call. The distortion's there because the amplifier was on. But, you know, when we go through the QSO, here is towards the end of it, and here's what happened. Okay, so one last time. Right? And I make it a point, and this is pointing a mistake out too, because you always know who you're working before you make the call. I was exhausted at that point. I was almost like dumb exhausted, but I was listening, and I was like, this guy is so far away, and I know I can make this call. I believe I can make it, and I couldn't get his call sign, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So that, well, let's see if the friends on the channel can help make it work, and maybe we can figure out who the heck I made the call with last night on 20 meters. Jeez. Oh gosh. Okay, let's take a look at comments, because I really do. I mean, I know he got my call sign good. By the way, Wayne, thank you for getting that part. That's good. He got my call sign exactly. Yeah, I heard mine brilliantly, but it was his. Like, oh no! Every time, no. And you had to have the preamps up. You had to have the RF gain up. Otherwise, the signal was gone. It was just totally gone. So it was so far in the noise. Martin, Kilo 7 Romeo Charlie. Interesting. Okay. Jeff and East Jesse, Golf 0 Delta Romeo Charlie. Ooh. Maybe, yeah. Rod, Larry, that makes me want to clear the frog out of my throat. Sorry, man. Sorry. Stuart, Amateur Radio, Mike 0, Tango, Quebec. It was Fox 6, Alpha Radio Charlie. Now there's one. Stuart, thank you. Have you worked him before? Have you worked him? Because he sounds like, yeah. It says, yeah, Oliver, it's definitely Foxtrot 6, Alpha Radio Charlie. I've worked him. Oh my gosh. Hallelujah. Stuart, you're my hero. Seriously, you're my hero. Because I'm like, man, I just was so close, but I just couldn't get it. And honestly, to be quite fair, he was working a pile up, and I felt so dumb to say, do you mind giving me your call sign again? I've done that before, but that's the way it goes. Yeah. Ronnie says, Larry, man, I knew where you were on 20. I would love to have been there. I was having a blast with some U.S. hams on 40. Yeah, 20 was great. Ronnie, it was so much fun. It was. And, it was interesting because, it just kept going and going and going. And finally, about 1, it disappeared. The Europeans disappeared right about 12:15. And then it was pretty much VKZ, ZLs, and folks west of me. But I knew that one had to be east just by, you could hear it, right? So, my goodness, I want to give a big old thank you here to Stuart for getting it for me. Thank you, Stuart. I'm writing it down. I am. because I have the time, I have everything. And he said he would confirm too. So thank you, Stuart. You made my day, mate. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to honor someone from the channel because that is part of the fun part of this show. You guys make this show. You do. I wouldn't do it if y'all weren't here. And honestly, there'd be no reason to do it. This is about radio, shortwave CB, AM DX, working FM DX, television DX. People do that. There's lots of parts in the broadcast hobby that we can have fun with here, and everyone is welcome. Today, we're going to honor David Lisney. David lives all the way in England, and I am honored to be able to play a little bit of hustle for him. So, David, Golf Zero, Foxtrot, Victoria, Charlie. He has Tango. Sorry, I got Charlie on my mind now. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Golf Zero, Foxtrot, Victor, Tango. Look at what he's done. David is a legend. Master of South America. He's got all U.S. counties, Master of Asia, Master of Europe, continents of the world, Master of North America, DX100. He's got the grid squares, World Radio Friendship. This man is absolutely a machine. He's been crazy on the air, man. Look at this. This is originally from Northwest London, now located in Martham, Norfolk, on the east coast of England. Lately, I've been active on FT8 using a headless Raspberry Pi 4 controlled by RDP. The Pi also has CAT controlling the transceiver and does SDR via USB TV dongle driven by the radio's first incoming frequency. The usual HF transceiver is an FT1000 Delta. You're my man. That's a great radio. That really is. It says with a complete set of optional filters, so he's got it all loaded up. Also, the INRAD filters in that, and those are expensive and hard to find now. Otherwise, it's stock other than 5-volt at the microphone connector for complete function of an MD100. Very easy modification. David can do it. The noise blanker mod, the key click mod, the sub-receiver signal path mod. Another planned change to the radio is an H-mode mixer. That's not bad. He says his VHF station normally comprises of an ICOM IC275E or an FT225 Romeo Delta by Yesu. He's driving a homebrew CCS1 amplifier. This is David right here. David Golf Zero Foxtrot Victoria Tango. It is so special. You're part of this channel on Ham Radio Live. Thank you, Dave, for being part of the family here. I mean that, Dave. Thanks. Golf Zero, Foxtrot, Victoria Tango. What's cool about Dave is that he'll post stuff on Discord a lot. You'll find a lot of his, and he's got a lot of knowledge. He'll post it on there, and I appreciate him doing that. We have a question for the show today. If you could change one thing about amateur radio, what would it be? Let's take a look at the crow's nest at the Angry Hams. We'll find out what they have to say about today's show.
Oh, they were terrific.
Well, they should be. They've been practicing since 1908.
Of course, the Angry Hams. Of course, they're angry. They're supposed to be that way. All right. So on my paper here where I have the score, I've got a million things written down. This is bad. Okay, 155, 135. That's the score. According to CQ Magazine's list of counties for the USA County Award, CA Award, which state has the least number of counties? We've talked about Texas having the most, but what state has the least? Is it A, Delaware, B, New Hampshire, C, Rhode Island, or D, Connecticut? A, B, C, or D. Let me know which state has the fewest counties in the U.S. according to DXCC magazine, and the first one gets it for their continent. Good luck. By the way, Dirk, thank you for the link there. That's very nice. Thank you. Yep, 155, 135 right now. The world is starting to roll really hard on North America, and it's not funny anymore. And first one in. He answers C, Rhode Island. No. Geographically, you're close, but that's not it. Sorry, buddy. Rod in Western Pennsylvania, Whiskey 3, Mike Papa Golf with A, Delaware. That is correct. Congratulations. That's it. A, Delaware. Yep. Charlie also got it. He had A. Jeff was C, Steve was C, Wine, look at all you people with C here, Dirk C, Cliff was C, Stuart, my savior who helped me get that call sign right, thank you, sir, C. Stian Bjorskvik, he had D, Daniel with B, Scott in North Boston had C. Martin had question mark. And then Daniel says, just because I'm from there. There you go. All right, yeah, it's Delaware. It has 3 counties. It's all it's got. If you look up in the north, near where Wellington is, you have Newcastle County in the north. In the central part of Delaware, where Dover is, you have Kent. And then in the southern part, where Georgetown is, you have Sussex County. So Delaware, 3 counties only, and that's why that is the right answer to that question. All right, question number 2 today. Also we'll make it worth 5 for the world and 10 for North America, 160, 135. With whom did, oh boy, we've got to do it again. You know we do. With whom did Gergo Marconi share his Nobel Prize for their contributions to the development of wireless telegraphy? All right, so Marconi worked with someone to help really improve the development of wireless broadcast or wireless transmitting. Was it A, Hiram Percy Maxim, B, Carl Ferdinand Braun, C, George A. Armstrong, or D, Thomas Alva Edison? This is a tough one. Let me know, please, with A, B, C, or D. First continent to get it right gets the points. Good luck. This is a tough one because we weren't born yet. Just being honest. Okay. Who did Marconi share the Nobel Prize with? Let's get your answers. First one that came in on this one, Greg Lopez, Kilo Tango 4, Romeo Alpha Mike, says Hiram Percy Maxim. Nope, that one's not it. Charlie, Red Summiter F, November Juliet 7 Victor. He had A on this one. Chuck, almost. Jeff, by the way, he knows about Delaware. He says, I used to live on Delaware Avenue. Well done, sir. Rod, trying to go 2 for 2. Carl Ferdinand Braun, and he just went 2 for 2. Look at that. It's true. Yes, it is Carl Ferdinand Braun. Rob, you got 2 in a row. You know what that means? 3 is the record tie, and 4 would be the new champion. So tomorrow, let's see if maybe you can come in with the first one and get it right. That's wonderful. 10 for North America. Great. So 155 now to 145 is the score. It was Carl Ferdinand Braun, and here's a picture of him with the gear from the time frame. Look at how much we have today. Does this picture really make you think, wow, ham radio is really cool. I can't wait to get on the air. I mean, what we have today is so special from where we started. And if it wasn't for people like Marconi and Braun and Tesla and, so many others out there, we wouldn't have what we have today. This is phenomenal. Carl Ferdinand Braun, one of our great-grandfathers who really helped to develop amateur radio. Well done. Yep. That's neat history, isn't it? Rod, thank you for that. Cliff Boltz had C. Scott in North Boston, New York had D. Jerry Jones, Delaware was the hardest to get of all 50 states for him. Wyoming can be as well because it's so few people there. True. Stian Bursvik from Norway had B. Jerry Jones with D. Jeff with B. Winan with B. Jerry Jones, A, is the publisher of Maxim magazine. No, not quite, but thank you. No! Yeah. Dirk, sadly, no clue. Stuart had B. And Jeff, he should have shared it with Tesla. Yeah, there you go. You imagine. Yeah. Tesla did so much too, right? Look at the antenna work Tesla gave us. Still in use today. Curtain array. Wow. Topic question. If you could change one thing about amateur radio, what would you change? That's the last call for the question. Put it in the comments. We'll make it part of the show. Let's look at Discord real quick. All right. If you go to Ham Radio Live, and I'll have a link for this in the description section of this show, you'll find our Discord panel, their channel, same, place, location. I know they call it a server, but it's a whatever. Okay, so here it is. And then you go down, you'll find all kinds of stuff. We want you to send us your funny photos or funny cartoons, funny memes, okay? Put them on the funnies part of Ham Radio Live, and we'll have it part of the show if you get them in by 11:30 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Again, put it part of the funnies. It'll be part of a new segment we're going to do called Funny Fridays. So please get those funnies into us. We need them. Let's take a look around the world, and we're going to find out who's on that Discord page. And so let's get rolling. This starts us off today. This is Graham in Australia. Victor Kilo 3, Golf Echo Kilo. Look at this. His shack. My gosh, look at the radios he's got there. Got his QSL cards there. You can see the 7300. And it looks like a Zygo in there too, maybe. Yaesu. See an MFJ. I'm trying to think of all the radios you've got. It's just beautiful. Wow, Graham, this is beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Here's another photo of it. Look at this. This is beautiful. Nice Yaesu desk mic there. This is Victor Kilo 3 Golf Foxtrot. Yeah, sorry, Golf Echo Kilo. Graham in Australia. Very nice. Also, Lewis went to go see the Eagles last night. Yep. And here's the deal. I started with Down Under for a reason. It's because if I play any Eagles song, YouTube will zap it like they did in yesterday's show for me playing Black Eyed Peas. No! Of course. So I had to take the song out. Okay. So he had a good time. Golf Zero Foxtrot Victor Tango. This is who we honored earlier in the show. Remember? We talked about David right here. Yeah. This is David, and this is what he sent us in. This is very, very cool, and I'm grateful he did. He actually made a call with King Hussein, Juliet Yankee 1, the legendary one. Yeah. He says, hi all, I have a few pictures of JY1 taken at the radio club I was a member of. This was the newspaper cutting at the time. Howard King dropped in on Harrow, and Harrow was a radio club, and he brought radio gear with him. He really did. Wonderful find. Thank you for that. Look at this. Equipment gifted to the Radio Society of Harrow by JY1, delivered in a Rolls Royce. Of course it was. Look at this. Let's try and zoom it in. Just get a little bit, see if we can get a little closer view of what those radios and what that is. Anybody can guess what he's got there on the table. That comes from King Hussein, believe it or not. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the microphone. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Also, by the way, we do have a really cool thing that was sent on Discord. And you know, so much stuff that you can learn while being on Discord that I think is so special. Toads on Discord is good too. That's Coffee and Ham Radio's group. It's wonderful, wonderful community there. And a lot of their community comes over to ours and ours to theirs. And theirs was first and theirs is much bigger and it's wonderful. But whichever one you go to Coffee and Ham Radio's, which is called Toads, the TOADS group, or here at Ham Radio Live, you'll find a lot of help. And you can ask any question you want to. It's a very special place to be. No questions off limits. That's the key. Now, Indy in Australia, Victor Kilo 2, X-Ray Bravo, did a great segment on the importance of bonding if you're going to build yourself a mobile unit. Now, you know, of course, Larry is working on putting a radio in his van.
I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah. So anyway, I want to do that, but Indy talks about the importance of bonding. Bonding is the thing that is so important because what you basically do is you're taking braid, copper braid, and you're grounding it to the frame of the vehicle, to each body component that is, you know, like the doors, the back hatch, if you've got a hatchback, you know, the hood, every place that connects together. So the more bonding you have on a vehicle, the better your antenna is going to work. Here's Indy showing us how he did it on his semi-truck in Australia. Thanks to Indy, by the way, Victor Kilo 2, X-Ray Bravo, for a great video.
I've spoken before about bonding and how important it is. If you have a look here, see all of that braid, and there, right down here to the bull bar. I don't know if you can see that in there, but there's on both sides there's braid going from the bull bar to the chassis. Now the problem was, I've had this developing for a couple of weeks, couldn't work out what it was. It sounded just like that connection there was not connected which reminds me I've got to put a cable tie in there, like making and breaking connection all the time, or a bad earth. Now have a look at the amount of bonding in there. It wasn't a bad earth. It was sort of, on transmitter was perfect, but on receive was when people were talking to me. And I even replaced the KX from there all the way inside, right along the chassis rail, big job, up into the cab. Nah. Extra bonding? Nah. Nothing. I thought it might have been internal in the antenna. Anyway, but it had come and go. And I couldn't work out why it would come and go. And I was scratching my head and scratching my head. And eventually I worked out it was probably when it rained, it wasn't happening. So that told me again it was Earth. And anyway, this afternoon, this pin does nothing. All it does is if you get bogged, you pull you out with it. That was just in there rattling. That's all it was. That's hardened steel, high tensile, through an aluminium bull bar into a steel chassis, cross member there, and just bouncing up and down like that was creating a problem. It was just generating static, I guess, and it was at such a frequency that it was making the receiver momentarily override the signal from the station I was trying to listen to with that. That's all it was, I think.
That great. That's Indy, Victor Kilo 2 X-Ray Bravo. He's on our Discord channel a lot. You'll usually find him right after the show ends. He'll probably be on there on the voice chat. So please join us on Discord. We really would love to have you be on the channel. It really would. It's a lot of fun after the show. All right, before I go, there's a segment I wanted to do that's pretty simple. And if you've been a DXer for any length of time, you know how radios work in terms of AM, right? Amplitude modulation, and how antennas are built into receivers. Now, this is an old but very good AM DX machine. I love it, but it's not expensive, and it's really good too. This is General Electric Super Radio 2, all right? We're going to just use like a $60 radio today and show you why directional antennas do so well, if you've never seen this happen. I'm just going to turn the radio, and you'll hear more than that. All right, hear this? Now we'll turn the radio. See how it comes in now? Turn the radio. Signal goes really bad. Turn it again. You've now literally tuned the radio to the transmitting antenna. When you're using a hex beam, a Moxon, a Yagi, a log periodic, it does the same thing. That's why they're on rotators, because you're beaming it towards an area that allows you to transmit that way, certainly, but you also will hear much better, just like that AM radio just did. It does the exact same thing. So people that have directional antennas on 20 meters after dark, they're still making calls because they can direct the signal and hear it better too. That's the advantage of having a directional antenna. Whether it be a Moxon, a log periodic, a Yagi, it could be a hex beam, it might be something that's commercially made by somebody else, or maybe you made it yourself. But the point is, it's such an advantage. It's a huge advantage because it allows you to transmit in basically a 90-degree variant and allows you to hear from that area too, just like the radio showed. That's why directionals work so good. I thought I'd show you just a little example of how a Yagi or a directional will work for you on the ham bands by simply getting a directional and turning it towards the station. Hope you liked it. Little segment. All right, we're going to get out of here because it is definitely past time. I do want to thank you for coming today. I really do. I'll be here tomorrow at 1900 UTC. Appointments got flipped and switched, so that was good. I appreciate you coming to the show. We do have a final few comments to the show question today, and I appreciate y'all coming and being here for so long. Question today: if you could change one thing about amateur radio, what would you change? And Daniel from New Hampshire, also for today's question, I'd make the prices for equipment way lower. I think the expense chases as many people away from the hobby as the difficulty of getting licensed does. Wow. Think about that comment, right? Really? Yeah, because you think about, like, a handheld VHF, UHF isn't so expensive. Most VHF, UHF radios, they're not that expensive. But when you get to HF, they can be pretty pricey. It's a very interesting point, Daniel. Interesting point. Thank you for adding that to the show. That's a good comment, Dan. A little bit of knowledge from New Hampshire coming on the show. That's good. All right. I think we've got just about everyone here covered. I want to make sure that we've got everyone out. There we go. Dirk. There it is. That's our Discord link. Be sure and add it if you can to your browser and be part of the show afterwards. And we'll all hang out and talk for a little bit more about radio. And I'd love to invite you to join us, okay? After every live show, we typically will spend a little bit of time together. And that's it. And yeah, Scott, Kilo Trade 2, Charlie Alpha Delta, Joe Walsh is a ham, indeed. And Mike Smith, good eye. Golf Zero, Romeo Foxtrot Delta says that equipment that King Hussein bought there was Drake. Yeah, good eye, Mike. I didn't know, because these are radios before my time in amateur radio. It's a nice comment. Well done. Well, so some Drake gear there. And Jeff, love your user logo, Greg. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And Red Summit, Charlie, here we go. Toads and Coffee and Radio are two separate channels. Exactly. Yes, exactly. They are. You're right. Yeah. I didn't mean to confuse people. True. Yeah. But what I'm saying is Toads on Discord is really good too. It really is. I talk about our Discord channel a lot, but Toads has a great one too. Charlie, thanks for the correction. Sorry, mate. Didn't want to confuse anybody.
I'm not that way.
Dirk, Indy's channel is right there. We'll have a link to it also, and put that before you guys hopefully get too much older. We'll have that in the description section. And we want to again thank you for coming to the show. It is a joy to spend time with you. I know you have a choice in what you do on YouTube. I'm not that dumb. I'm kind of dumb, but I'm not that dumb. But I realize you have a place to go. You have things to do. You have a life, right? I know that. Me too. But you know what? I enjoy the time we get to spend. I want to take a moment at the end of the show just to say thank you for being here. I appreciate what you guys do and what you say and all the things we talk about. Whatever it is, we talk about stuff and we talk it out and we have a good, nice visit for a little over an hour, just about every day about radio. Thanks for making it fun for me too, guys. I'd like to help you get your amateur radio license. It's really something that's attainable. Don't think you can't do it. Contact a big radio organization like the Radio Society of Great Britain. They're very good at what they do, and they're ready to help you. Just send them an email at their Contact Us link. Let them know you want to be a licensed amateur and where you're from. They're going to send you an email back that will have a local amateur radio club near you that you can then contact and get to know. They'll talk to you about what amateur radio is, answer your questions, and even help you study for the license exam and possibly even give you some gear to use for a little while. Start out there, www.rsgb.org. Great group there, and I love the heck out of them. We're going to go to Holland today for our television sign-off. Wherever you may be in this world, God bless you. Have a wonderful evening or a great day wherever you are today in our great world. Until tomorrow at 1900 UTC, my name's Larry. My call sign in Hammer Radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Goodbye, everybody.
Passport? Any drugs, explosives, or weapons?
Yes.
Any weapons, drugs, or explosives? Hello?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, we have a problem.